Hey yo, we're back. Round 10 of the LBL. I think it's round 10. Is it round 10? It might be. It might not be. Yeah, no, it definitely is. Waiting for people to start. Everybody needs to ready up, setting their ties, setting their race strategies, all that good stuff. Ghost, back-to-back pole positions for him. Probably not going to finish in the points though, because it's Ghost. How can someone be so good on Saturday? He's George Russell on a Saturday. And then just Nikita Mazepin on a Sunday. We're about to get underway. I hope. Fingers bloody crossed. The drivers are on the track. It's about to be 5 lights out. It is now. As Grimes and Ghost get off to a good start. But Ghost is all the way clear down into turn 1. We've got Danny in third right behind Grimes. Bido going wide as he tries to overtake Nico. There is already a yellow flag in sector 1. I think there was some... I think Zero Scott had been overtaken. There's already a virtual safety car. Zero Scott, sorry, was taken out, I should say. There's already a fucking safety car on lap 1. Oh my god, no one's even out of the race and there's already a... you know... Do you know what, guys? How is there already a safety car? Grimes has overtaken Ghost. Danny in third. Bidu fourth, having overtaken Nico. Drake's in sixth. JD seventh. His teammate Delirious behind him, already lost a couple of positions in 8th. Jack in 9th, Jason in 10th. The man who says it's redemption time and he's going to get a podium this race, well, we shall see. Cam in 11th, Andy in 12th, Diamond 13th. Alfie, our darling, our sweetheart. People are already coming into the pits. What are they doing? What's this all about? Our darling, our sweetheart coming into the pits, Alfie. Always a points finisher. Bames, then Giles, and Scott. I think Scott's going to obviously stay out because he actually knows what he's doing. Going to gain some of them positions back. Yeah. Already a safety car. Still got 20 drivers though, which is rare for LBL. I love how it's predicted pit stop strategies whilst under a safety car and half the people are coming out like they actually mean anything to anybody. We've got the Mercedes safety car out this week. Ghost is the quali merchant. Forever the Saturday man. Doing a little bit of Max Verstappen going alongside Grimes there. I can't wait to see people get penalties for hitting one another under safety car. Honestly, I'd be bricking myself if I was like up this high, because you touch someone, that's it, you get a 5-second penalty. Really uncertain as to why the safety car is out. I've got it on reduced for Christ's sake. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another round of Safety Car Simulator in the LBL. If you do want to come and watch this live, I mean, I wouldn't blame you if you don't, but if you do, as we already have Diamond leaving the session, if you do want to come and watch this live, it's over on twitch.tv/LawtonLad. You can see all the action live, you can see the quali leading up to this. We do open lobbies after the race as well, all the good stuff. We talk about the race, everybody moans at each other. The Discord pops off all the time about everybody with steward submissions and hating on each other for moves that they definitely think were illegitimate. So yeah, we're on lap 3. Already been a safety car. Do you know, I really don't fancy this anymore. It's kind of boring. It's got to a point where it's boring. So for next year, what I'm doing is I'm having a second tier added to this. I want the top tier, you know, to be strict. I want it to be proper. And then the second tier can just kind of be people messing around, as pretty much what this league is right now. Because that's all people do, you see. They just mess around. Race control. Safety car is in this lap. We are going to get underway for hopefully more than 200 yards of actual racing. Grimes warming up the tyres. Dodging, waving left to right. As is Ghost. As is Danny. Biddulph as well up into 4th. He had a cracking start. So did King Joel. He's up 8 positions, as is Noel King. He's up 8 positions, but I do think a lot of those positions were because of safety car pit stops. We'll stay on board with Danny for the restart. We'll see what Grimes has to do. The pole sitter Ghost just behind him. Danny on the alternate strategy on the mediums. Well, he did qualify on the mediums, so obviously he did have to start on them. As Grimes gets his back underway. Ghost caught slacking a little bit. Just behind him is Danny in 3rd. Grimes built up already nearly a 2nd lead. Danny just behind Ghost now going to dump as much ERS possible. I'd have thought maybe get a sniff into turn 2 as we have our first retirement. It's the man who said he was going to get a podium. It's Jason who's retired. He's lost it. Well, there will be no podium. There will be no redemption today for Jason as he finishes dead last in round 10 around Austria. We're still on board with Danny sitting in 3rd. Ghost, you know, they've kind of built up a little bit of gaps between Grimes, Ghost and Danny pretty evenly. Roughly a 2nd between each 3. Got Biddulph just behind Danny. Trying to hold on for his dear life, I think, at this point. He is being challenged by a very fast Nico. Missed out on pole, provisional pole by 2,000, set on the mediums. Perhaps got Nico thinking about making a move on Biddulph, not quite yet. Perhaps just going to wait until the DRS restarts. Personally, that's what I would do. Out Grimes the fastest lap. I think everybody's going to be going a bit faster on the restarts, what normally happens. So the current order is Grimes, Ghost, Danny, Biddulph. We're on board with Nico in 5th. Drake's, JD in 7th. Jack in 8th. King Joel in 9th. Bames rounds out the top 10. Going further down the order, we've got Noel King in 11th. Scott in 12th, who's already lost out on 7 positions, as does Delirious just next to him. As Nico and Biddulph going side by side. Lovely overtake there from Nico. Yeah, both Delirious and Scott have lost 7 positions since the start of the race. I think there was an incident at turn 1. No doubt I'll be seeing something about that later on. As Biddulph comes back at Nico, goes in a bit of a late lunge. There's a switch back there for Nico to regain his position. Where were we? Further down the order, Buzz in 14th, Cam in 15th, Andy 16th. The league's nation's sweetheart, Alfie in 17th, Diamond in 18th, Giles 19th, and then our first and only retirement so far is Jason in 20th. Definitely not redemption this week. Perhaps next week. As there is a yellow flag in Sector 3. DRS has been enabled. We're going to get closer up to the first 3 as we've got Ghost now looking to challenge Grimes. Coming off of a poor corner there at turn 1. DRS opened. What's he going to do? Both on the softs. Ghost fancies the DRS again. Opted not to go for the lunge. Although they do come together there on the exit of turn 3. A little bit of oversteer there from Ghost. Does also have the DRS. Allows him to get in front of Grimes on the approach down to turn 4. Now what's Ghost going to do about here is there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. There's a little bit of squabbling there in the middle of the pack there. Not quite sure what's happened. Maybe a little bit of argy-bargy. We'll have to have a look at that later on. There's another yellow flag. And Bames has retired from the session. I'm not quite sure why. We will see very shortly. As he is parked up there, turn 4. There's a second safety car already. What are people going to do? Are people going to stay going in? People are going in. Some people are going to come in for their pit stops. Others are going to stay out. Danny's opting to stay out. He is on the mediums. Who else is staying out? It's kind of 50-50 at the moment on who's coming in. It's 2 safety cars already. Danny predicted 3 safety cars as he now takes the lead of this race on the mediums, as is Nico. JD staying out on the softs. King Joel in 4th. Cam in 5th on the mediums. Alfie. He's in the points, boys. He's in the points. Come on, Alfie, son. He's in the points. King Joel, 13 positions up. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Andy in 7th, Ghost in 8th after pitting. He's on the mediums. If he takes these to the end, I will be mesmerised. Grimes on the hards. He is going to the end, so there will be no more pit stops. I don't think that's a very clever decision for Grimes. It's a gamble which, you know, could pay off, but given the way this league is, and seeing as we have a safety car on an average of every 3.2 laps, I don't feel as though the hards were the correct decision. If there isn't another safety car at this race, I will be amazed. I think how many people have set themselves to hards? Just Grimes. Only Grimes is on the hard set of tyres. I don't doubt there will be another safety car this race, and I do fear Grimes may have shot himself in the foot going on the hards. But you never know. We will see. If there is another safety car, he could have ruined his race. If there isn't, well, he may have just put himself in the prime position to win this race. You know, he will lose time overall, but obviously, you know, these tyres will go the full distance. But we shall see. But it's Lawton Lad Biblical League, so it definitely will have another safety car this race. There's no two ways about it. My prediction for this race was Grimes to win, Nico in 2nd, and then Danny in 3rd. Those were my predictions. Jason said he was going to finish on the podium. Well, it's quite hard to do that when you're down in last and you're not racing. So, it's a bit of an owl there, I'm not going to lie. Safety car is in this lap. Let's get further up the order so we can see the restart. We've got JD in 3rd. Only one podium for this man so far this season. It was at Austria. We'd love to make it 2. He'd love to make it 2. I'd love to see it be 2. Danny in 1st, ready for the restart. Nico in 2nd, close behind him. Both of them on the medium wall of tyres, the yellow wall there. Danny dodging and weaving, trying to get as much heat into these tyres as possible, ready for the restart, as is Nico. Let's get ready for it. When's Danny going? I think as soon as he comes around this corner, he goes. And he is indeed for the restart of the Austrian Grand Prix, the 2nd restart. Danny didn't really get that much of a getaway from Nico. They've both left JD, though, down in 3rd. And King Joel closely following behind, as is Cam. But let's go back up the front now. Nico just trying to chase down Danny. What's he going to do here? He is the most recent race winner. He won the Silverstone Grand Prix after defending for his life the final 5 laps of the race against Drake's. Drake's himself not having that good of a race, down in 12th. That could be due to having a pit stop under the safety car, so he might be bouncing back up the order. As we've Ghost overtaking Andy Gatehouse there. Same with Alfie overtaking Cam as well. Let's go back a little bit. Let's have a little look at this racing here. I feel like I don't give the middle of the pack much racing. As Ghost is falling down the order, what has happened? Not quite sure what has happened to Ghost. Let's have a quick look. Ghost going for a move, potentially up the inside of Noel King. He's going to go for it. Danny setting the fastest lap of the race. Noel King giving Ghost the space there. Does Ghost have any damage? No, I think he may have just span out or something or gone wide. So it's going to be a mountain to climb back for the pole sitter here. Gets a little bit of a better exit than Noel King. Although Noel King is holding his line very well here. Having to go a little bit wide there to avoid Delirious. Going double wide there as it now promotes Ghost up a position. Everybody going slow here at the exit of 3 there. As you see Bidoof getting tangled with Ghost there. Ghost going to try and go up the inside of Giles. Oh, and there is contact there. That is a bit of a silly dive there from Bidoof. That is a bit of a silly dive there. That's kind of his own fault, and I do feel that's his race ruined. Giles coming back at Ghost. Pushes Ghost off the track ever so slightly. Now Ghost. And, you know, there's another safety car. Yep. And like I was saying before, Grimes is going to come into the pits. I just can't be having that anymore, to be honest with you. You know, it's just childish. Grimes coming out onto a set of softs now, perhaps realising the error of his ways before. Well, Ghost continues his streak of never scoring a single point, even though he looks like he could win every bloody race with his pace. There's the safety car there. I think people are getting ready to catch up. King Joel still in fourth. Lovely performance from him. JD in third. Surely it's going to be time to come in for some tyres. I think Nico and Danny will stay out for a little bit longer. This is, to be honest, a good time for Bidoof to get that safety car. You know, he lost his front wing, made a bit of a silly dive bomb into turn 4, but, you know, he's not going to lose out on that much time. Nico is going to come in now. What is his strategy for this race? A little bit of team radio here as Nico and Alfie were inside each other for a second there. A little bit of team radio there with Ghostman saying he nearly got taken out of the race. So currently the order on lap 12 is Danny in first in the Alpine. Business as usual for the Alpine man. King Joel in second. Cam in third. Drake's in fourth. Jack in fifth. Delirious sixth. Scott seventh. Noel King eighth. Buzz ninth. Nico, he came in and pitted. He's coming in for another set of soft mediums. He rounds out the top 10. JD in 11th. There's a penalty for Alfie, which I might have missed, in 12th. Grimes down in 13th. Andy 14th with his Red Bull teammate in 15th of Bidoof. Diamond 16th and Giles in 17th. I think we've got 2 more laps potentially. Cam Dog, 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I did wonder how he got up into second. Yeah, there is nothing I can do about that, if it is the case or not or whatever. I think it's going to be the final lap. Of the safety car. King Joel is in 5th. Already gained 12 positions. His teammate Noel King gaining an 11th. This is it's going to be a good points haul for the Williams team today. Jack as well in 4th. Narrowly missed out on a podium at Silverstone last week. Alfie overtaking Grimes, not quite sure why. It is the safety car. Grimes does re-overtake Alfie. I don't know how hard it is just to, you know, race clean. Because we're going to have our 3rd restart of the race. Danny taking 2 of these restarts himself. Grimes taking the other one after he overtook Ghost earlier on at the start of the race. It's a mixed bag of positions at the moment. Cam in 2nd with a penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Is Danny ready? And Danny goes. He catches Cam napping big time. Oh, has Danny's just binned it? What has happened there? Danny's just binned it as he goes into the... He's just... He is lucky to still be racing. What is happening? What's just happened? I have no clue what has just happened there. Danny just lost it on the exit of the restart. It's going on to the softs now. As Ace Drakes takes the lead of this race. Cam in second. That is a weird place to spin the car on a restart. Anyway, we're back to racing. Normal racing, I think. I really don't know. It probably won't be the last safety car of the race. Drakes is in first. Penalty free as Cam is in second. Scott's overtaking Delirious. Lovely move down to turn one. Scott and Jack going side by side into turn three. As there's a yellow flag as there's a DNF from Noel King. They're all dropping like flies now. How unfortunate. Just as I was saying, Noel King, had made up 11 positions since the start of the race. He's now DNF'd. No safety car this time for the retirement. Thank God. Although saying that for Danny's sake, I think he would have enjoyed it. Probably the first and last safety car of this season he wouldn't have minded. Still got Drakes in first with Cam behind him. Scott in third. Running a little bit wide there. Scott nearly losing it and putting it in the wall himself. I think the balance for the Alpine today wasn't the right setup. Scott's right on the rear end of Cam on the faster tyres as well. ERS, DRS deployed, slipstream, all of it. Scott now up into second, looking to chase down Drakes so far. Drake's also on the soft tyres, although both of them will need to pit. Cam Dog will have picked up the DRS from the overtake of Scott there, but I don't think it's going to be enough from how far back he is. Danny setting the fastest lap so far of a 1:58. I would expect that considering he has moved on to the soft tyres. Drake starting to move away with this now. 2 second gap to Scott in second. Cam in third with that penalty though. Jack in fourth, Delirious fifth, Nico in sixth. Looking to maybe make a move at the inside of Delirious, not quite. Delirious just puts it in the wall and DNFs. I have no clue. As there is a safety car, as everybody's cutting the corner, diving into the pits there. Nico and Jack do make contact, but no penalties were given. Delirious DNFs as well. As we now bring out the fourth safety car, there was damage on the car of Nico. Nico being brave, putting on the hards. I'm going to go to the end. Like I said, it would be a good decision to make. However, I fear there might still be more safety cars yet. Four safety cars already have we had? Let's have a quick look, see how many times Giles has pitted. Only twice! Wow! Only twice for Giles. Crazy stuff. Only twice for Giles. That's a new low for him. Normally it's like 17 pit stops. Drakes and Scott both coming into the pits as well. Softs a piece, or mediums I would say probably each. Take them to the end. Yeah, it is indeed. Has JD even pitted yet? No, I think he has. I think he was on the softs earlier on, so yeah, he's definitely pitted. JD is going to take the lead of this race now. Number 98 there on the side of the prancing horse. Buzz in second. Andy and Bidoof, the Red Bulls, in third and fourth respectively. Bidoof lost his front wing on a bit of a silly dive on the inside of Ghost earlier on, but lives to tell the tale. Now in fourth, Drake's in fifth. Scott in sixth, just behind Drake's. This would be perfect for him as they're both going to have equal performance now on tyres and ERS on the restart, and there was a 2-second gap between Drake's and Scott. Jack in seventh, catching up to the rest of the pack, as will Cam. Both McLarens in the top 10 for now. Grimes down in 11th. Alfie, the Albie Owls darling, in 12th. We need him to get some points. Needs to get a couple more positions, and he will be in the points. Giles in 13th, King Joel 14th, and then Danny, the last of our runners so far, as they're looking to recatch the back of the grid. On this, I think what's the fourth restart of this race. We've had 4 safety cars already. I would like to see what percentage people's tyres are on. JD could take these tyres to the end because I do remember him pitting. As we enter lap 19 of this race. Buzz in second. Lovely stuff. I think we might have another new podium. I'd love to see JD win a race. I really would. It'd be awesome. But let's face it, it's not going to happen. The Ferraris in the LBR aren't as quick as the ones in real life this season. No, I should give credit where it's due. JD is a clean driver, so who knows? Maybe his defending might come to use. He does defend like a lion. There could still yet be an Alfa Romeo on the podium today. It would just be the other one. The safety car is coming in this lap. No penalties on the grid whatsoever. We're getting ready for the restart. It's JD who's going to lead them out. Buzz just behind him. I have to have a sip of water there. This is enthralling stuff. There we go. Ready for the 96th restart of the safety car simulator as JD gets it underway. Buzz a little bit slow to react there as JD getting up a nice start off the restart there. Going down into turn 1. Let's have a look at the Red Bulls here. Andy Gatehouse staying close to Buzz, as is Bidoof in their tail. Drake's in 5th with Scott closely following behind. Scott would love to get in front of Drake's. Right here, I don't think he will. Is he going to maybe attempt something? No, he's going to back out. Jack in 7th there on the outside of turn 3. Cam in 8th as Gatehouse is losing out 2 positions to both Bidoof and Drake's. Probably went wide on the hards going to the end here. You know, the mediums can last 16 laps in my opinion. Oh my goodness, and there is a collision between Bidoof and Drake's. Drake's is down at the back of the grid. That all happened so fast. I didn't really see what happened, what caused that. I'm sure I will be seeing this after the race. Our 2 championship leaders, or first and third, should I say, are both out of the points, while Grimes, who is in 2nd, is in 8th, challenging Cam for P7 as he nearly loses it himself. This is not a good day for the front runners of the league. Grimes losing out of position 2, Nico as well. Nico's perhaps thinking, oh, I should get up here as well, get in the action, get closer to the front of the grid. You know, he won the last race, he wants to win this one as well. Zero Scott in 2nd, 15 laps left. Could we see another new race winner in JD or Scott? They have many battles in the open lobbies that we do, and I think we're going to see a battle here for first place, providing there isn't any more safety cars. as Andy Gatehouse has lost 4 positions. He goes wide at turn 4. And there is a yellow flag in sector 2. Not quite sure why. Hopefully it's not another DNF. It isn't. Danny up into 11th now. He's got an array of points there sitting in front of him that he would love to get to extend his championship. Drake's down in 15th. Challenging with Giles as they make contact there and both run wide. DRS has been enabled. This has been a shambles of a race. Scott now in DRS of JD, the 2 front runners here. Scott going to have DRS as well. JD weaving around to try and break the slipstream, but it's not going to matter now. The Alpine coming up the inside. Sorry, the outside of turn 3. Narrowly goes wide. Has to come off track there. Allows JD to go back in front, and JD will have DRS here, so he will survive this lap. And JD stays in first with Scott just behind him. There's a yellow flag in sector 2 as 4 people are now in the pits. There definitely must have been some contact earlier on. Every time I see yellow flags, my heart does a backflip because the safety car simulator is a very serious thing. But meanwhile, in P10 is Alfie. He's in the points. He's in a mind of his own. He has no one near him. Bidoof now loses out 2 positions to Cam and Nico. I think everybody just doesn't know how to keep the car in a straight line around here. Grimes up into 4th now. 4 seconds behind the race leader with 14 seconds to go as Scott now up into turn 1, sorry. Gets the overtake done on JD, but JD will have DRS. Coming back at Scott now. This racing side by side, back and forth, will ultimately just slow them down, but Scott does manage to keep the position there. JD will have another go down into turn 4. This is a yellow flag for Giles for ignoring there's a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. JD unable to overtake Scott, so Scott survives both DRS straights as Grimes is up into 3rd now, 3 seconds behind the race leaders. This could be another win for Grimes. I predicted Grimes would win this race. Scott going a little bit wide there into the start of sector 3. JD following closely still. Scott and JD have the same amount of ERS to be working with, as does Grimes. As Scott is all over the place. He keeps going wide. JD with DRS again. This just isn't healthy for him, as he's going to keep gaining on Scott, and Scott's just going to have to defend even more. Grimes briefly set the fastest lap of the race, but then Danny takes that back off him. Danny now up into 7th, just behind Nico. Cam in 5th, being overtaken by Nico. See the DRS around here, it's just a slipstream. It's just a slipstream track, that's all it is. Nico with nearly 60% ERS to be working with as he is on the hard. It's going to go to the end here. Cam does get the DRS. He's going to get another run back on Nico. Is he going to be close enough to attempt anything? He's going to go around the outside, but to no avail. Manages to overtake him there. There was a little bit of contact, but I think that's more of just a driving incident. No maliciousness intended there. Nico will stay in front of Cam in P5 and 6 respectively, as Cam rides the curb there and allows Danny to get in front of him. That curb is very dangerous. If you stay on the power, you do normally end up spinning the car around. You can just see the heat of the tyres there, how heated up the brake discs are. With DRS on Danny, a run down to turn 1. Danny also going to get DRS from Nico, who's in 5th on the hards. What can he do here? He is closing in on Nico. Perhaps maybe on the run down to turn 4, he might get a good slingshot on him. Here we go again. A little bit better off the power there as he closes up. Here we go now. ERS open, letterbox of the DRS open. Gets the overtake done on Nico, sorry. Nico, I think, just going to have to yield. These harder tyres, you know, they will come into effect later on in the race, but, you know, the people who pitted for hards with only 15, 16 laps left, you know, you could carefully stretch a set of mediums out that long. And Nico now on the curb as well. I think just trying to, he's exceeding track limits. I think, you know, just putting too much power on the throttle there. Wants to get DRS, does get DRS in fairness to him, as Grimes has overtaken JD. Danny goes even faster now. Grimes had overtaken JD. Sorry if you heard that. I am live on stream recording this for a YouTube video, and that is my subscription emote. I just want to say a quick thank you to Keelan for the Prime sub there. But I'm recording a video, so I don't really talk to chat. But yeah, thank you very much, buddy. Back to the race. We have Scott in first, 10 laps remaining. Grimes 2 seconds behind him. This could be a good set of points for Grimes. JD in third. I'd love to see him get another podium. Danny in fourth. Jack fifth. Nico in sixth. Those hard tyres, they're just not working for him, are they? They're just really not working for him. Lap 27 now. Grimes slowly chipping away. As he goes wide there, slowly chipping away at Zero Scott's lead. You know, will it come to a point? I mean, you know, he does only need to gain 8 tenths, and he is in DRS range. Although Scott, I think they're just going to keep going back and forth with like the gap. Really, they are just as quick as each other. They had a lovely race around Canada, where it was an intermediate race for the majority of it. It was a lovely race. Ultimately, Grimes did get the better of Scott. As Scott is now behind Giles. Thankfully, he's only ghosted, so it won't cause too much grief there. I think Grimes may get DRS here from Giles. He does indeed get DRS from Giles. This is going to help him out massively. He's going to get DRS yet again as he goes in front of Giles. That has helped him out massively, as Danny does now overtake JD. And he's now dropped the gap from 1.9 to 1.4. 1.5 now, roughly. He has gained 4 tenths off of the DRS he got there. It's all about marginal gaps, and to be honest, that could be the deciding factor of the race. Is JD and Danny getting back into it? They're going side by side. Lovely racing there from the pair. So still going to go side by side now. Danny just in front of JD. JD, you know, he's got a lot of metal about him. He will race clean, but he knows when to back down in a fight and when not to. As there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. I hope it only stays as a yellow flag there, as the ghost car is just causing all sorts of problems for everybody. Jack now closed up to JD as well. Nico behind in 6th. Alfie's up into 8th. Drake's managed from the back of the grid in 15th to find himself up into 9th. Damage limitation for Drake, so I do fear this race as there's only 7 laps left, and Grimes is nearly... He is now within DRS range, but Scott does have DRS to work with. Danny behind in 3rd. You know, 7 laps left. Can he catch? You know, if these guys do end up fighting, can Danny catch the pair of them? I'm not quite sure what's happened here, but behind. But JD has dropped off. Oh, never mind. I was looking at it in a different manner. JD has been overtaken by Nico, though. So Nico's now in 4th. He runs a little bit wide there. Like, people favour touching that curb. I just, you know, at all costs, I try and avoid it. I've never been one for touching the curbs around here at Austria. You know, some tracks they just send you flying. As the gap is 1.1. Scott does have a bit more ERS to work with. Not having to worry about it as much. Grimes keeps going wide there. Still no DRS for Grimes. Scott gonna just, you know, dig in as much as possible now, I would imagine. As he, you know, oh, he oversteers! Scott puts it in the wall ever so slightly! And that has promoted Grimes into the lead of this race. Scott's 1.6 behind him now. With Danny in 3rd. 4.8 behind the leader now. That's like I said, a little mistake. And, you know, now Scott's got to come back. Although Scott may get, oh, he's all over the place. Those tyres are just, I think the tyres are done. There is 6 laps of this race remaining. And Scott is now 3.2 seconds behind Grimes. Danny is in 3rd. Scott's going to have to drive monumentally for these last 5 laps, if he is to even think about coming back at Grimes. Although, like I said before, he is going to have DRS here, so it will help him out a little bit. You know, the gap is now under 3 seconds. There is Grimes just there in front. The gap's 2.8 as both cars in front ghost. He will get DRS yet again, so that gap will be shortened a bit. Andy Gatehouse gets a 3-second time penalty. The gap is now 2.5 seconds. This is crazy. JD overtaking Jack here, and Jack now re-overtaking JD. They are side by side, locked in. Coming into turn 5 we go. Jack just in front of JD there. Manages to keep the move, but JD is going to come back, I would imagine. He will have DRS going into lap 32. The gap up front is now 3.1 seconds between Grimes and Scott. So stay on board with JD. He does get DRS. This is going to be some good points for JD today. He's closing in. He will have another run at him now down into turn 3. Not much ERS to work with, in fact none at all now, as he goes red on the percentage bar. Same with Jack, he is flickering. JD will have one more shot here this lap to go for it again. He is close, he is gaining a lot. Perhaps maybe going to think about a late lunge onto the inside. Not quite, going to behave and stay behind Jack. We'll check back in on their action in just a moment. Nico in 4th. Close behind Danny. Danny perhaps trying to think, oh, you know, I need to get in front of Scott here. You know, the table, the standings has been closed up quite a lot recently due to some driver errors. Danny needs as much points as he can on Grimes to make this a little bit easier on himself. He has a little bit of a cushion now. Nothing too great, but let's just say if Danny was to retire from this race, he would, and the finishes did stay as they would, Grimes would take the lead of the championship. I believe it's an 18-point gap so far. As there is a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. Last thing I would want to see is this race end under safety car. Yellow flags do get cleared. As Nico's perhaps thinking about making a move on Danny. He does. This is where the hard tyres do come into effect. And Danny has lost it. Danny and Nico have both DNF'd. Danny and Nico have just both DNF'd. What have I witnessed? What have I just witnessed? Both of them have DNF'd yet again. There is a safety car. I think the race will finish under the safety car. As I was saying before, if Danny DNF'd and the race finished as it was, Grimes would take the lead of this championship. I could not have said that at worse timing. I think, you know, the instant there between Nico and Danny, you know, Nico makes a little bit of the lunge on the inside into turn 4, and then on the exit, Danny, I think, just loses the power. Oh, sorry, like he just oversteers and that's it. Couldn't control the throttle and then steers into Nico. It's a bit of a racing incident there, and subsequently they both DNF. That's a shame, but right now we have Jack in 3rd, Alfie in 4th. The safety car is in this lap. We will have 3 laps of racing with Bidoof between Scott and Grimes. That is annoying. He really should get out of the way here. That is frustrating. Oh no. There's a lot of argy-bargy happening here. There is 3 laps remaining here at the Austrian Grand Prix. What is going to happen here? Will Grimes keep his race lead? Will he win the race under the restart? I think of the 6th safety car of this race. I'm not sure if I think there might only be DRS on the final lap of the race. Grimes gets a great restart there. As there's a yellow flag in sector 3. Buzzer's just DNF'd now. There is blue flags being waved around for Bidoof, but he is not having any of it. He really should have got out of the way there. Scott goes in a bit too deep there, slow. 1.3 behind Grimes now with 2 laps left of this race. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. We only have 12 finishers. The order is Grimes, Scott, Jack, JD, Alfie in 5th, Drake 6th, Diamond 7th, Cam 8th, Andy 9th, King Joel in the final points paying position. Both of those do have penalties though. Bidoof in 11th, and Jalves is our final racer who is still driving. As Bidoof is looking to overtake Grimes. He just won't get out of the way, although thankfully he's ghosted, so it won't make much of a difference. We are on the final lap of the race. Cam Dog with the fastest lap of the race so far. Very lovely stuff from him. JD overtakes Jack. And Drakes. There's a little bit of contact between Drakes and Jack here. JD, he could be on for his 2nd podium of the season. Drake's managing to come back to 4th. He was last at one of the restarts earlier on in the race, but he has managed to find himself up into 4th. Grimes is coming through the final couple of corners now as he is still in 1st. Off the restart, managed to stay in 1st after the restart. I think there was a little bit of an assist from Bidoof here as he comes round the final corner of the Austrian Grand Prix to take the race win. It's Grimes in 1st. Scott finishes in 2nd. JD picks up another podium to finish in 3rd. Drake's in 4th. Great damage limitation race for him there. Good recovery. Jack in 5th. Alfie with points in 6th. Diamond somehow in 7th. The only McLaren this week to score points, and it's not Nico. Cam in 8th with the fastest lap as well. I didn't see the other race finishers, but wow, what a race! What a race! Diamond with driver of the day as well. Crazy stuff there. What a lovely race that was. Fastest lap for Cam as well at the end of the race. That was nice for him. Grimes in 1st, Scott 2nd, JD in 3rd. As you see the podium celebration there. Awesome stuff. There was no podium for the Alfa Romeo of Jason today. But wow, what an ending. I think we only had 12 race finishes at the end. Was it 12, I believe? Crazy stuff there. Yeah, it was, I think, 12 race finishes. Yeah, the order was Grimes picks up, I think, his 3rd race win of the season. And this is another race where Danny does not collect points. So I think Grimes will now be leading this title. Scott in 2nd. JD in 3rd with his 2nd podium of the season. Drake's great recovery drive to finish 4th. Jack in 5th. Alfie in 6th. Diamond in 7th. His first points of the season as well. Cam in 8th with the fastest lap. So he'll pick up an extra point there. Andy in 9th. And King Joel in 10th. Bidoof and Giles, the other 2 finishers, in 11th and 12th. Wow. What a race that was. Next week, I think we head to... I don't know where we head to because I keep forgetting all the time. But if you do want to come watch this action live, make sure you head over to twitch.tv/Law Tonight, where you can see the qualifying, the race, and all the open lobbies we do after the race as well, and all that good stuff. But until then, thank you all so much for watching, and peace!